Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. As the golden sun rose over the fictional town of Hope Valley, this summer something extraordinary was happening. Something fans of When Calls the Heart had been hoping for, dreaming of, and patiently waiting to see. On the very first day of August 2025, the town came back to life, not just on screen, but in the hearts of millions around the world. Season 13 of When Calls the Heart has officially begun filming. But this isn't just a routine update. This is a homecoming, a new beginning that feels both familiar and thrillingly different, because this time it's personal. After a tender and emotional finale to Season 12, viewers were left with more questions than answers. Elizabeth and Nathan had finally taken the brave step of co-parenting little Jack. Allie had begun discovering her identity beyond Hope Valley's schoolhouse. And with Elizabeth moving to Cape Fullerton for Jack's healthcare needs, many wondered, was this goodbye? The answer, it turns out, is a resounding no. Whispers in the wind, clues of a return in mid-July. Quiet excitement rippled through social media when images surfaced from behind the scenes. A familiar wooden schoolhouse, the steeple of the church, and that dusty trail leading into town. But what truly sent Hearties into an emotional spiral was a now iconic moment. Elizabeth Thatcher, played by Erin Krakow, walking hand in hand with Nathan Grant, portrayed by McGarry, along with Alli and little Jack. The four were framed by the doorway of the Hope Valley Schoolhouse. It's a symbol of everything this series stands for: unity, growth, and enduring love. The caption beneath the photo simply read, "We got homesick." Those three words changed everything. It was the silent confirmation fans were waiting for. Elizabeth was back. Nathan was back. The family that never quite had a chance to form is now front and center. Hope Valley wasn't just a place they left, it was their home all along. Season 13, a chapter of restoration. The 13th season is shaping up to be a chapter of renewal. While previous seasons leaned heavily on romance, resilience, and frontier challenges, Season 13 introduces something deeper. Healing. Elizabeth returns with the weight of hard decisions on her shoulders. Though she left to ensure little Jack received proper medical care for his recent diabetes diagnosis. The separation from her home and community clearly left a void in her heart. Now she's stepping into a season of motherhood filled with new obstacles, medical responsibilities, co-parenting dynamics, and reintegrating into the town she once anchored. Nathan, on the other hand, enters the season with a new calm. No longer the lovesick constable pining from afar. Nathan is now a central part of Jack's life. His bond with Elizabeth has matured, and the foundation of trust they've built during the Cape Fullerton period is giving rise to something more, not just partnership, but possibility. Allie's evolution, the young heart of the story. While Elizabeth and Nathan hold the emotional weight of Season 13, Allie Grant is stepping forward as a shining secondary lead. Now a young woman, she's navigating early adulthood, education, friendships, and perhaps even first love. Her connection with a new character, a thoughtful, bookish teenager named Oliver Garrett, is expected to provide a tender subplot that mirrors Elizabeth and Jack's earlier journeys in the series' first seasons. But Allie isn't just about romance. She's discovering leadership, morality, and how to define her own identity outside of being Nathan's niece or Elizabeth's student. Her inner strength and strong opinions will be challenged as new faces arrive in Hope Valley, including a mysterious outsider who stirs the community's long-standing harmony. Hope Valley in transition, new faces. New Stories. Season 13 also introduces characters that reflect the evolving world beyond Hope Valley. A young widowed doctor from Cape Fullerton relocates to the town, bringing both progressive medical knowledge and a haunted past. He'll be working closely with Elizabeth and Nathan as they manage Jack's condition. But his presence is expected to raise both admiration and suspicion. Meanwhile, Minnie Canfield, who's long stood as a pillar of wisdom and quiet resilience, finds herself at the center of an unexpected town initiative, the establishment of Hope Valley's first town council. With Abigail Stanton still absent, Minnie steps into leadership alongside Bill Avery. And their partnership sparks long-buried debates about the town's future, its traditions, and its values. Fiona and Hickam, now officially married, return from San Francisco after Hickam's failed attempt to open a coal-free power company. Their dynamic offers levity, but also questions. Can modern ideas coexist in Hope Valley without erasing its soul? Love rekindled or redefined? Hearties everywhere are speculating. Will this be the season that Elizabeth and Nathan finally declare their love? Or are we headed towards something more complex, a union forged not by romance but by mutual respect, shared responsibility, and the quiet bond of family? The show's writers have hinted that while season 13 won't rely on sweeping declarations or grand kisses, it will offer something more valuable: depth, moments that speak volumes, glances filled with history, silence that says more than words ever could. But love will bloom whether it's Elizabeth and Nathan, Allie and Oliver, or an entirely unexpected pairing. Season 13 promises to explore every layer of connection, from friendship to flirtation, from healing to hope. Behind the camera, returning talent and a new vision showrunner Joy Gregory remains at the helm, determined to guide WCTH into a more emotionally grounded phase while staying true to its core values. She's bringing in new writers and directors who specialize in family drama and character-led stories. Their goal: to elevate season 13 into the most intimate and moving installment yet. Filming began in early July 2025 and is expected to wrap by late November. Unlike previous years, the production team has opted for more location shoots, including mountain scenes, rural clinics, and even Cape Fullerton flashbacks to deepen the story's realism. Costume designer Ava Bauer is back, teasing new wardrobe, pieces that reflect Elizabeth's shift from frontier teacher to strong-willed mother and co-parent. Expect earthy tones, softened fabrics, and symbolic accessories, all echoing her emotional transformation. The future of WCTH. What lies beyond season 13? Though season 13 is just entering production, whispers from insiders suggest that Hallmark is considering a 2-season renewal if viewer reception remains strong. There's even talk of a spin-off centered on Allie's young adult years or a prequel exploring early Hope Valley pioneers. But for now, all eyes are on the 13th season, not just for what it promises, but for what it represents. A show that began as a humble story of a woman finding her place has now become a generational saga. A story not only of love and community, but of endurance. Final thoughts. A heart that always finds its way home, as the first scenes of season 13 are filmed. There's an overwhelming feeling that When Calls the Heart is entering a golden chapter, one where past and present converge, where choices have weight, and where characters find grace in their most vulnerable moments. Elizabeth Thatcher has returned not just to a town, but to herself. Nathan has grown from protector to partner. Little Jack and Allie represent the future, uncertain, but full of promise. In a world that often moves too fast, When Calls the Heart continues to remind us of what matters most: kindness, courage, love, and a place to call home.